What's going on? Um, I saw this as a meme on Facebook, and I just wanted to look it up and share it with you guys. So we have here is a sister in Arkansas who is helping, convicts find jobs. Not just any kind of convicts, but, felons. People with felonies, the ones who are looked down on and, despised by society. The very ones that the white supremacist system really does, target. So I'm just gonna get off into this article. Yeah. In a single year, this determined Arkansas woman helped 2,000 ex-felons find full-time jobs. She gives former inmates the chance they need to change their lives. Finding employment after being in prison can be next to impossible. Now I'm going to stop right there. When I first started working for the job that I'm at now, what is this? April 1st, 2017. At the time of me making this video, there was a white guy who had just got out of jail for, I can't remember what the felony was, but it was a felony, and he was happy about it. Now, this white guy, I couldn't tell you if he was racist or not, but he didn't come off as racist to me, and he still doesn't to this day. But the privilege that he received for getting the job, you can't deny it. You can't deny that privilege was shown to him, and about, an unknowingly high amount of black people who put in for, the position that he put in for. They didn't get it because of their background. Not only that, within the year of him being there, he got a management position. You see what I'm saying? But continuing on, I'm just showing you how they're saying finding employment after being in prison can be next to impossible, because this guy, he had just got out of jail. But not only do these people have to battle stigma of the criminal record, they are also barred from some types of jobs entirely, including those in childcare, education, and healthcare fields. It's no wonder that so many ex-felons turn back to a life of crime just to get by. 2/3 are rearrested within 3 years of their release. Now, I just did a story. I just did a video on the brother Lionel Tate and how he was released from prison for a felony, and he went right back in for violating his parole. Okay, I really believe if they would have put that boy to work, he wouldn't have done he wouldn't have violated his parole. He didn't have something to live for when he got out. Parole officers kept coming by, making things bad for him, and there's no telling what those parole officers were saying to him when they came by. So, if you want to know about that story, you can go and check it out. But in Little Rock, Arkansas, one woman has given thousands of former inmates a second chance to contribute to society, local station THV 11 reports. For the past 3 decades, Darlene Lewis's nonprofit organization, the Lewis-Burnett Employment Finders Incorporated, has helped ex-offenders prepare for interviews, assist with job placement, and provided help with resume writing and GED prep, all at no cost. We should give this woman a round of applause just for that little bit that was said, about her. In the fact that she's doing it all at no cost. This is what you call a conscious person. You see, a lot of people think that conscious means knowing Egypt and knowing that the white man is the devil and this, that, and third. Being conscious is recognizing your people's position and doing something about it. That's what consciousness is. You can know all that other stuff and still not be conscious. That just means you know a lot of shit. Okay. Last year alone, the nonprofit aided 2,000 men and women find full-time jobs. Report says the organization also helps with housing and advocates for offenders in courts. Yes, it costs a lot of money to help a former felon find gainful employment, but reducing the rate of recidivism ultimately saves the country even more. Now, I know that word is probably new to some. Hell, it's new to me. So let me look that word up. Recidivist, for the word recidivism. Recidivist, a convicted criminal who reoffends, especially repeatedly. Okay, so that's what recidivism is. The practice of repeating a crime. So yes, and that was the Oxford English Dictionary, by the way. According to Lewis-Burnett, about $3.6 million in taxpayer money is saved for every 100 offenders who avoid rearrest for living on welfare. Now, that's not something that we see a lot, or something that I see. That's not something that I see a lot here in Shreveport, where a lot of men aren't able to get on welfare. A lot of men, they have to run and hide. Whenever the people come by and check, those women who are living on housing, women who will let men stay there, but not a lot of men get those government assistance that I know of. So if I'm wrong, those of you who live down here in Shreveport, correct me, because I'm not 100% positive on that, because I don't know every dude that lives here in Shreveport. Lewis started her nonprofit in 1987. So and you have to realize that the system, what it's doing, how it's holding us back today is not new. This is something that's been going on, especially and for this black woman, it didn't take her long to figure that out. And they don't say how old she is, but she does. You can see her in this picture. But it didn't take her long to realize, after the crack epidemic had hit, that black people were under attack, and black people needed some type of rehabilitation to get up on their feet. Now, whenever a white person tells us that we should pull ourselves up by our own bootstrap, and those black sellout Tom and coons who say that, well, I pull myself up by my own bootstrap, that doesn't apply to everybody. We as a black people do things together. That's the way we've always done it since we've been on this planet, which, archaeologists, they can't determine it. They put a time limit on themselves as being 100,000 to 6,000 years old. 100,000 for the Ice Age theory, that the white people will call it an Ice Age. Black people will call it an Ice Age and turn white. And then there's a 6,000-year-old. There's documentation saying that white people began 6,000 years ago, and this was either due to the Yaqub creation story, or just how the hell did white people get here to begin with, the Zechariah ascension theory. But we as black people have, since the beginning of our existence that we know of, have always been there to help each other. There's no such thing as a black person who pulled themselves up by their own bootstrap. There was always somebody there to help them, whether it was family or people outside of family. So a person pulling themselves up by their own bootstrap, that's not a real thing to me, unless you are a person who's been in jail and you survived in there on your own, but moving on. Lewis started her nonprofit in 1987 for very personal reasons. Check this out. I had a son go to prison. Wow. Let me finish reading this before I say what I got to say. I had a son go to prison many years ago, and when he got out of prison, it was so difficult for him to get a job, she tells the station. Now listen to this. What we're going through right now as black people, with the white supremacist system working against us, we wait good and well until something happens to our child in order for us to do something. Now, back then, they have every excuse. But this day and age, we have seen too many mistakes for us not to come together and help each other. You see what I'm saying? Why wait until something happens to your child in order for you to look out for your people? You see what I'm saying? Especially with the school system now. All of us need to snatch our babies out of the school system and homeschool them. And not just with what the teacher's doing, man. A lot of children who walk home by themselves, they got liquor stores put up. And those of you who stay right here in Shreveport, y'all know about that liquor store that's just been put up down the street from Warner Park. Okay. And I really want to get a petition started to get that liquor store moved. Even though it's a block away from the school, children still have to walk their way to go home. You see what I'm saying? But not just that. It's predators out there, man. You know what I'm saying? Why just risk, your child? We gotta homeschool our babies, man. Just straight to the point, man. We gotta homeschool our babies. If we can't do it, we gotta find somebody who's gonna do it. And we got people out there In a touching radio broadcast, former inmate James Tyler, who served 7 years for weapon possession and drug charges, describes the almost impossible task of finding jobs. After getting in touch with Lewis, she was able to help him find a job at a local McDonald's as a manager. Although he lost the job and admits he could have easily found quick money by going back to the streets, he went back to Lewis, who was right there to help him get back on track. Tyler now works as a videographer and a youth mentor, and also volunteers at the nonprofit. She saves people. She need a cape, and Tyler tells THV 11, "I'ma get her one day." Man, and these are the type of people that we have to honor, man. Darlene Lewis, you know what I'm saying? This is not something that you see every day, and this isn't something that people just put in the newspapers and broadcasting on the news. And this is crazy, man. Whenever we doing something to hurt ourselves, whenever we're doing something to hurt the white supremacist system, they're quick to put us in the news for that. DC Sniper, Lorenz, Lionel Tate, who murdered, accidentally murdered his neighbor. Everything that's negative about us, they put it on the TV. Like I said before, they create the stereotype and they teach the world to fear it. We are not those stereotypes. It's because we're constantly hearing this stereotype. We're so afraid. We're so afraid of those stereotypes that we hear about, and we have to build up this wall to protect ourselves from those animals so that they have created. They say that there's animals out there, and we peek our head out the window and we see these black people that they refer to as animals. And we have to do everything in order to protect ourselves, whether that's join a gang in order to get protection. Do that out of fear. You turn coon. You sell out. You start buck dancing with the white folks out of fear. All of these characteristic traits that the stereotype created, that is not the true nature of black people. Okay, but I'm gonna write a book on that. First, I'm going to write a paper, and I'm going to publish that paper, and then I'm going to go and I'm going to write a book. But we doing a lot, man, and they not showing it, and that's why I have to thank the pro-black YouTube channels, for sharing stories, about these white people that the news refuses to but me and my wife, we've been watching Investigative Discovery. That's channel 254 for those of you who got direct TV. But many of the stories that they show is white people committing crimes that unheard of. Only in their state, only in their city, people have heard about it. But like I said, They'll show our negativity. They'll show the negativity in us, but they won't show the negativity in themselves. With the whole Dylan Roof and the dude that said that he was on a mission to kill, went to New York on a mission to kill black people. Come on, man. They doing that as a way of people that I said they will never show their negativity. If they do, they're going to show it in this aspect of those white people who are racist. Okay? They're continuously showing our negativity as if we deserve this, as we deserve the treatment that we're getting. And then you had the black Toms, coons, and sellouts who suck all this up, and they vomited on Bill O'Reilly, Megyn Kelly, and all these other racist white supremacists. But, I'm going to end this video here. Let me know what you guys think. Leave a comment, like, share, subscribe. And I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.